Hello, we're ready to start Lesson 25, Session 3. We're adding and subtracting tens. So now we need to turn our brains on to possibly subtracting for some of these, which is what we will be starting to do. All right, our first problem says Julie picks 70 berries. She gives 40 to Andy. How many berries does Julie have left? Again, Julie picks 70 berries. She gives 40 to Andy. How many berries does Julie have left? Let's talk about what's jumping out at us in this problem. So the numbers 70 and 30 seem pretty important. And the question asks, how many berries does Julie have left? So have left and gives are key words that we're going to be subtracting. If you're giving something away, you have less than what you started with. That means subtract. How many does she have left? She has less than what she started with, which also is a sign that we are subtracting. All right, so for try it, what are some strategies we could use to solve this problem? I like turning the numbers into tens because then we're working with smaller numbers. So what is the same as the number 70? 70 is the same as tens. 7 tens. So I'm going to write 7 tens on my paper. Sorry, that's a little sloppy. Trying to juggle things here. And then 40, 70 tens minus, what's the same as 40? 4 tens. 70 tens minus 40 tens equals, let me do 7 not 40 tens. I'm so sorry. 4 tens. We don't want 40 tens. That's 400. Did she give 400 berries to Andy? No, she doesn't even have 400. She gave 40. So I apologize. 7 tens minus 4 tens equals 3 tens. 7 minus 4 equals 3. We changed our numbers from 70 to 7 tens, 40 to 4 tens. 7 minus 4 equals 3. 7 tens minus 4 tens equals 3 tens. Are there other ways we could have solved this? Yes. Are we going to take a look at some other ways? Yes. But before we do that, look at the discuss it question. It says, I found my answer by, well, what we did was we changed our whole numbers into a different way of saying them, which was tens. So by changing 70 into 7 tens and 40 into 4 tens, we were better able to subtract that number in our head. 7 minus 4, 7 tens minus 4 tens. So that's how we found our answer. We changed our numbers in the problem to numbers that talk about tens. All right. Flip to the other side. Here we have the same problem again. Let's read it again. Julie picks 70 berries. She gives 40 to Andy. How many berries does Julie have left? All right, so for model it, they're reminding us that we're finding 70 minus 40. We need to draw 7 tens. Why? Let's think about why we're drawing 7 tens. Because Julie picked 70 berries. 7 tens is the same as 70. If we draw 7 tens, it's showing us the 70 berries. Now you might be thinking, usually when we draw lines like this, we cross the 5th one. That's when we draw tally marks. We have to think of these as tens right now, not tally marks. They look exactly the same, but think of these as tens. So they drew the 7 tens for us. Those are the blue lines. Why 7 tens? Because Julie picks 70 berries. Cross out 4 tens. Why? Because she gives 40 berries to Andy. What's the same as 40? 4 tens. We cross out 4 tens to show what she gave to Andy. How many tens are left? How many are not crossed out, friends? 1, 2, 3. 3 tens are left. And we'll talk about what number is the same as 3 tens in a minute. So our problem says 7 tens minus 4 tens equals tens. We have 7 tens, the blue lines. We subtracted or crossed out 4 tens because she gave those to Andy. How many tens are left? 1, 2, 3. 3 tens are left. Our problem is 70 minus 40 equals What number is the same as 3 tens, friends? 30. So 30 goes on this line. 70 minus 40 equals 30. Julie has berries left. What did we write here? 30. She has 30 berries left. She picked 70, gave 40 to Andy. She still has 30 for herself. That's how many are left. We should have 30 on that line. All right, let's look at the connect it question. How is your way like model it? How is it different? So if we go back to our first page where we did try it, remember we wrote our subtraction sentence. 7 tens minus 4 tens equals 3 tens. That's how we chose to do it for try it. We changed our numbers in the problem, 70 and 40, to 70 tens and 4 tens. And then we found our answer. In model it, again, they did the same thing. They started with 70 minus 40, changed it to 7 tens minus 4 tens. So that's how our way is the same as model it. We set it up the same way. We changed our whole numbers to tens. How is our way different? We did not draw a picture. They did draw a picture for model it. A picture is always a good idea, friends, always, especially when you're learning something new. So drawing out our 7 tens, crossing out our 4 tens, excuse me, gave us our answer and a great way to visually see our answer also. So that's how our way is like model it and how it's different. Go ahead and flip to the back side of this paper. And number 2 says, Boom says he does not have to use subtraction to solve 80 minus 60. He says he can think 60 plus equals 80. Is he right? How do you know? Let's read that again. This time as I read it, be thinking about if he's right. Can he use addition to solve this problem? So again, it says, Boom says he does not have to use subtraction to solve 80 minus 60. He says he can think 60 plus equals 80. Is he right? Boom is right. As we learned with smaller numbers, and the same thing applies for larger numbers, we can take our smaller number in the subtraction problem and count up or count on to our bigger number to find our answer. So 60 plus what equals 80? 60. I'm going to count on by tens until I get to 80. 60 is in my head. 70, 80. How many tens is that? 2 tens. Let's try that again. 60 is in our head. 70, 80. 2 tens is the same as what number? 20. So yeah, he could use addition to find his answer. That's a great strategy to use for subtraction, if that's the strategy you prefer. All right. Let's apply it. Let's continue working on what we've learned. Jose counts 30 fish. Kai counts 50 fish. How many more fish does Kai count than Jose? We are seeing that Jose counts 30 fish. Kai counts 50 fish. How many more? Those are big key words that tell us to subtract. We could also do what Boom did and use an addition problem to find our answer. Let's take a look at how we're going to do it. All right, 30 plus what equals 50? That's one way we can find how many more fish Kai counted than Jose. So let's take a look what they did here. They took 30 and wrote it as 3 tens. Plus, we don't know how many, equals tens. So let's think about this for a second. We took 30 and changed it to 3 tens. we need to figure out how many more tens we're adding. 3 tens plus tens equals tens. Well, what's the same as 50? How many tens? 5. Can you put a 5 on this line? 3 plus what equals 5? 3, 4, 5. I tapped twice, so my answer is 2. 3 tens plus 2 tens equals 5 tens. Go ahead and put that on your paper. 3 tens plus 2 tens equals 5 tens. We counted on from 3 to get to 5. 50 minus 30 equals Let's do the tens place and the ones place. 5 minus 3 equals 2. Let's put a 2 there. 0 minus 0 equals 0. A 0 goes there. What number is 20? 20. Our answer is 20 more fish. Okay, once again, we kind of went back and forth between the whole number and the number written out as tens. We did end up subtracting 50 minus 30 to get 20. We used another strategy, which was adding, to find our missing number also. We had a couple different strategies within this same problem here. All right, let's do another similar one. Find 60 minus 20. Tens minus tens equals tens. We also have a picture to help us this time. What is the same as 60? 60 is the same as tens. 6 tens. Please put a 6 on the line. 60 is the same as 6 tens. So we're taking our numbers from the problem and putting them down here to simplify it a little bit. 20. What's the same as 20? 20 is the same as tens. 2 tens. Put a 2 on this line. What is 6 tens minus 2 tens? Well, let me think about it as 6 minus 2. That equals 4. Put a 4 on this line. 60 minus 20 equals Let's take a look at the picture they made for us also. We see the 6 tens drawn out in blue, and 2 tens are crossed out. Why? Because we're subtracting 20, or we're subtracting 2 tens. This picture shows us 60 minus 20, which is what we see here. What do we have left? Let's count by tens. 10, 20, 30, 40. Our answer is 40.